What's something you thought only existed in porn, but actually experienced it in real life? Ready? Internet Archives. Well, as a former pool boy, you do in fact cross really lonely housewives who will try to have sex with you. Removed. Being fucked while the guy is standing and holding you up. The average male doesn't have the stamina or upper strength to do this to completion, unless the woman is a twig. You haven't seen my fucking leg muscles, you dumbass. I've done this, and I'm not in that... Oh. Girls actually saying stuff like, fuck me, daddy, or your cock is so big. I laughed the first time this happened to me. Once had a hookup call me dad. Dad! Post spicy times. I tried to say something sexy and cute and sexy. Came out as, thanks, dad. Recently had a one-night stand with a girl that legit wanted me to throat fuck her. Like laying on her back with her head hanging off the edge of the bed and just like, yeah, go to town. I stopped a couple times like, are you okay? And she told me to stop stopping, so I was like, fuck it, LOL. Honestly, for me, it's easier than giving a blowjob since I feel like I can actually relax my throat. Oh, I need it. Where's she at? Fisting. I honestly thought people only did that in porn. Had a girlfriend who was super into it. Depending on how I controlled my hand in her, she would make the same noise each time. She's like a fucking puppet. I can't even put into words the string of emotions I just felt. Met a chick on one of the apps. We went out for coffee. Coffee turned into back to my place to listen to music. Before I know it, she's taking my pants off and telling me to go in my bedroom. She comes in with her bag. Turns out it's full of lube, dildos, and one of those plugs and giant massager things. Hitachi? And she just asks, is this okay? Gets naked, starts blowing me and jamming her devices everywhere in herself, and led to some pretty ridiculous sex. We end up getting Chinese food afterwards. She ends up leaving, calls me an hour later crying in hysterics, saying she was in her car accident. I'm naturally concerned. She says she blacked out and reveals to me she's bipolar and has a sex addiction and she can't see me anymore. 10 to 10 would do again. Ten to 10 do again. Unreal. The sad part was we had a great conversation on the phone, and leading up to going out, turns out we had much more in common than boner jams. But I have to say, easily one of the most gorgeous women I've seen naked. I didn't complete until much later, and I swear I have pics she sent me somewhere. Internet Archives. Foot jobs. I've only seen them in a porn, and they just never seemed hot. Never once felt that I needed to try that. Then one night, a girl I'm hooking up with puts both her feet on my dick and starts stroking. Didn't really do anything for me, but she seemed to enjoy it. That was the end? No one wanted to comment that one. Spanking and strangling, and not like a little, but really hard. Just normal good-looking girls walking down the streets wants me to be strangling them almost to blackouts and spanking them as hard as I can, manage and still wants more. It's just so weird to me, but I'll do it. I'm not the one to judge. Internet Archives. Cum sluts. Had a girlfriend who would legit get angry if I didn't come inside her or let her swallow it. Hot, so I didn't mind, but never thought there were actually girls who had a fetish for cum like that. Internet Archives. Someone literally slapping the shit out of my clitoris. Although he might have done that because of porn, but still weird and it wasn't pleasant. Maybe your clit was mean? Mean clitoris. Internet Archives. In all seriousness, having a plumber's repairman show up and do exactly what I called him to do. I still haven't had that happen. Every single one I've called is useless. See, there's the problem. You keep hiring prostitutes and thinking it's a plumber. Internet Archives. Girls that moan while sucking dick. I always thought it was just a porn thing to turn the viewer until it happened to me and kind of weirded me out. Like, did she really enjoy it that much? I love moaning while sucking dick, just like I love when my partner moans while eating me out. It's hot. It's so hot. I moan while eating pussy because I enjoy that shit. I figure women can enjoy giving good oral too. Oh, Internet Archives. Dirty talk actually being sexy. Internet Archives. Coming from oral, I can never I never came when guys went down on me until I met my current boyfriend. Same, but reverse the genders. Yeah, this happened with a guy I dated once. Said he never got off on BJs. Proceeded to give him 3 BJs over the weekend. He came for every one. You could say he was blown away, but it's okay. I hate myself too. In the archives. People genuinely wanting to be choked. Guilty. We are weird, but choking makes everything more amazing, and I kind of love the feeling like I don't have any control. And that's how your DMs get flooded with pervs in an archives. Anal sex? I thought it was just for porn because every girl ever told me until one asked me for it. But damn. Hell yeah. Pause. In our archives. Girls being turned on by it. Risky sex. I've had a girl ask me to do it with her on a park bench while people walk by. It'll be okay. I'll wear a skirt. No one will ever know. In a public toilet. You go in first and make sure no one is inside. Then I'll sneak in and we can do it in a cubicle. And on train at nighttime. And there were still other people in the carriage. 3 different girls. None of this would ever have occurred to me. I like to have sex at home. I don't //want / to risk interruption. But some girls, it seems, are turned on by the idea of getting away with sex. I have friends who // also / had girls ask them for risky sex. A friend had a girl ask him for sex in a farmer's crop field. Again, her idea, not this. She was lying on her back. He was going for it. When all of a sudden he heard a voice. You can see them from over there, Mom. Exhibitionalism is a big thing for some people. Having risky sex is being watched during sex in the archives. Banging you, high school teacher. Of course it was several years after high school, but there was still a 22-year age gap. She looked pretty good. She took pretty good care of herself, so she was still good-looking, tone, a little freaky. It was a great confidence booster for myself since I've always struggled with self-esteem. Who would want a chubby, shy, nerdy guy? MILF teachers. It turns out Emmanuel Markin is on Reddit. Emmanuel was 16 during his discovery. You know, guys. Fisting. Again. I truly thought this wasn't real, but it is very, very real, folks. I doubt porn uses CGI. Everything is practical efforts. But I'm just imagining someone going to a photo of a naked chick and taking a cropped out fist and jiggling it around and moaning into the computer mic in an archives. Hand stuff during a movie with other people around. Halfway through, I just say, holy shit, I'm doing a porn. Haha. One of the few opportunities for any action in high school. I cringe at the memory of getting a full handy in a reasonably crowded theater. Dude, you just gave me a flashback to my first and only time doing shit in public. I was seeing my friend's sister for a while, so we always had to sneak around. Her idea of this was jacking me off and blowing me in the cinema while trying to watch a movie. With one dry hand and some guy keeps looking back at me, and cause of the noises she was not even trying to hide. I guess the whole best friend sister could be a porn thing too, but I think the public stuff is stranger in my opinion. Internet archives. Having a female house guest and her friend come to your bedroom wearing only towels and asking if you're interested in a threesome. Really? That's some penthouse forum stuff there. Yep, totally happened. I think they were just into experimenting with each other and wanting to bring in a third to see what it was like in archives. Laboratory sex. Professor's office sex. I can't believe how absurd my life was when I was undiagnosed and high all the time. To this day, I maintain the easiest path to a threesome is being the guy who brings the coke. Don't do that though. Much less misery. https://www.reddit.com/r/askreddit comments G7OZGV_F7DW parentheses and staying clean. Edit. Someone made this post that it seemed a bit like an advertisement for substance abuse. So I made the word misery a link to some of mine. I have a feeling that Coke in this context doesn't mean Coca-Cola. That's the secret, though. The trick is unlimited sexual defiance is simply a 2-liter of Coke. It hides in plain sight with the ambiguity of being either a stimulant or a synthetic gastrointestinal wrecking ball. But the sweet, sweet high fructose corn syrup will only anybody 130% horny at the mere thought of a curvaceous bottle of brown bubbles in an archives. My roommate liked to walk around in her underwear, and we eventually started banging semi-frequently. It was a pretty sweet arrangement to be living with a booty call. Yo, bro, she made the decisions. You were going to be banging before she did the underwear thing. You know, perhaps sucking a thumb or any other finger in your partner's mouth. A guy stuck his thumb in my mouth, and I had no idea what to do with it at first. You chew it, just chomp down on it, right? In the archives. I have to say, ass licking and eating each other's asses. I always imagine those asses to be cleaned with all kinds of chemicals and soaps to be even the average appetizer. I was shocked to hear people I know do this. Edit. Thank you for upvoaders, ass lickers. I mean, you are supposed to clean your ass, just in general, with soap. Are you people walking around with dirty asses? I believe the fair Redditor was implying extra cleaning and immediately prior to the shoot. Internet Archives. Squirting. Edit. Didn't think any of my top comments would be about my newfound ability to squirt. Just wanted to add the squirting feels completely different than peeing. Even if it contains urine. Yeah, same here. Except I was 17, it was just 16 years ago in my truck, and porn wasn't near as common. I had no clue what happened, and she freaked out. It hit me in the face. Not because I was aimed that way, but because her vagina was pointed at my closed truck window, and it hit the window and splashed in my face. To be a kid again. Ricochet 100. Internet Archives. Girls calling you daddy. I really had no expectation that any woman would pull that out in any kind of serious fashion. Then one day a girl let a "oh daddy" slip out of me. Afterwards I asked her about it, and she confessed that it was a thing for her and I would please call her a princess. Did it work? Are you married? I was fairly creeped out and did not oblige her, especially after she explained that her and her dad used to call her princess when she was little. Internet Archives. Well, I'm here getting horny by reading comments. Valid. That's definitely not what I'm doing. Internet Archives. Butt plugs. I thought it only existed in porn, till I experienced the satisfaction from it. Internet Archives. There's nothing that I doubt exists or has existed. However, I never thought I'd be one to actually come in a chick's eye. On purpose or by her request? First accidentally, then totally not by her request. Well, only occasionally because I'm a gentleman. Internet Archives. I just read every single comment on here. Why am I like this? Same, LOL. Internet Archives. Women who would be sincerely into dominating a guy telling him what to do. Just kidding, I still haven't found one, but I'm holding out hope. There's a reason professional doms are a thing and cater predominantly and dominantly to men. What about post-dominantly? Internet Archives. My coworker told me she is a cam girl. She used to have photos for other girls, and she explained to me that she would sleep with the girls sometimes. She also said that it would be her photographer if I wanted to be before she kissed me on the cheek. Laughed and then went home. I was rock hard for a month. I can't believe this dick being hard for a month, man. You ain't seen her. Internet Archives. Facials. I had only one ex-girlfriend who took it, and it was the best relationship I ever had. Nothing hotter than nutting on a pretty face. Sadly, she loved it too much, and from multiple sources. No other ex-girlfriend wanted anything to do with it. I think that is the danger from all specific fetishes. If that is all that gets off of you, then maybe your partner doesn't want to do it every time. You will seek it from other sources. I had a girlfriend once with a very specific taste. I followed through. The results were spectacular, but quite messy, so not practical every time. Soon found out that she had multiple other partners who would go to the distance every time. Internet Archives. Masochism. I met a girl in my late teens who wanted me to bite her neck and breast so hard while having sex I thought my teeth were going to sink in her skin. I was on vacation in a group tour which stopped in her town. The affair lasted 3 days. She came to say goodbye the last day and I was ashamed because her neck was black and blue from the bites. I think it's special masochism. Kind of like the other spelling, but not gonna lie. So I recently got a job as a pizza delivery driver. On my third day of delivering, I got a blowjob from a customer. Guess like this, I was taking pizza to this woman in a hotel. which isn't uncommon because our delivery area is close to an airport. The delivery instructions say to call when in the lobby, but they didn't opt for contactless delivery. So I arrived and I called her while in the lobby to let her know that I'm in the lobby and then that I would be at her room in a moment. I head up and knock on the door to her room, and the moment she opens the door, I get a face full of lingerie. I don't mention it or anything because I'm like, I'm sure she has someone else in there already. Plus, I'm super awkward with people anyway. So I hand her the pizza, and she says she has to get her cash, but she invited me in. As she's handing me her payment, she asks if I can want an extra tip, and I'm like, of course, I'll take anything I can get. She's like, well, how about a blowjob? Kind of just stood there for a moment because it was surreal. It truly was like a scene out of a porn. Obviously, I'd take her up on the offer because that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? I felt awful afterwards because she asked for the pizza to be free, and I agreed. But on my way out, I accidentally grabbed her cash anyways because I'm awkward and forgot since my mind was blown just a second ago. TL, doctor, I got a blowjob while delivering in exchange for free food, and she still ended up paying for her pizza. Internet archives. An orgasm that causes her to turn into a demonic fish on dry land. Yeah, as a dude, I'm a little jealous. My wife's orgasms are entire body convulsions. By contrast, my pee-pee shoots white stuff far. Yeah, I've already gone ahead and made us sandwiches and got us cigarettes after I come. Meanwhile, she still gets, oh God, yes, Internet archives. The daddy kink. I tolerate it, but shit, does it ever kill my boner? I thought daddy kinks were common thanks to smut/porn. Then, the topic got brought up among my more sexually progressive peers, and I realized I was wrong. I tried it with a guy, and he said it was cool, but it clearly wasn't his thing. Made me kind of lose interest in the kink since then. For me, it's impossible to enjoy a kink if the other person is not enthusiastic about it too. Archives. Some women enjoying being drenched in cum. I still don't get it. By the way, zero appeared to me personally. My ex-wife was like that. She absolutely loved it. The more the merrier. Is that why she's your ex? Archives. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more sweet videos like the one you just saw.